Pennsylvania, and I've been living in my Class C RV since June of 2017.
And why did you decide to get on the road?
Life seemed the same day after day after day, where it just looked like I could project my life out 5 years, 10 years, and I'd still be doing that same routine. And I wanted to break out of that, and then there was more to it. There's more out here. There's things I wanted to do and see, and day after day, it was just, I had to break that cycle.
So you're just tired of the monotony of the same old boring stuff?
Yeah. You know that donut commercial? The time to make the donuts? Time to make the donuts. The guy's always just doing the same thing year after year, day after
Right.
It's how I felt, you know. Just how do you? The years pass, and at some point, if you don't break it, you turn around one day and regret. Geez, why didn't I do that? You know.
Right.
So.
Right. Well, has there been any experiences that you can share since you've been? How long has it been you've been on the road?
Since June.
And how many months is that?
7.
7 months. Okay.
Yeah, right about 7 months this week, I think. About the third week of June. So
you want to share any of your experiences on the road in that 7 months?
Well, there was nothing new the first couple of months. I was just having just got this RV, and it's a 30-year-old. I wanted to run it through its paces up there, local, so just work out any bugs and make sure it was up for the bigger trip. Since I've been on the road, I don't know, it's been good. It's, you know, I've learned a lot from, you know, before getting started. I watched a lot of YouTubers, you know, you and a handful of others, and just to kind of get a feel for what am I getting myself into, and tips and tricks and do's and don'ts and sort of thing, and it's proved very helpful. So this is Bella, my new dog and co-pilot, and the new star of the show. This is my 30-year-old Class C. It's a 1988 Ford Econoline 350, and I bought what I could afford, and no payments.
So can you tell us a little bit of where you've been?
Mostly on the East Coast. From me and my dog has traveled from Maine down to the Florida Keys. Whether it's, you know, been on my motorcycle, my previous rig, which was a 34-foot travel trailer that I pulled with my truck, or just trips in the truck. So I've covered a lot of the East Coast. I've never been further west than Texas, so this is my first time way out in Arizona and beyond. So it's all new ground to me, and it's fascinating.
So why did you get rid of your travel trailer?
I changed the type of traveling. It kind of evolved into just more kind of on the go, instead of, you know, the travel trailer was great for going somewhere and setting up for a while, but I found myself just being exploring and moving on from place to place, and all the hooking and unhooking and hooking and unhooking, that got old for me. I just wanted something I could turnkey and be on my way to, you know, the next location. It was just a lot more convenient for me. The Class C just made a lot more sense for how my traveling was evolving.
So what are your plans for the future? Because I know we all have bucket lists. What are the things that you might want to see or experience?
Well, I eventually want to go up the West Coast. Yeah, not immediately, but in the short term, I do want to make my way to the popular national monuments, and but I more enjoy the smaller things on the way. You know, it's not so much about getting to, say, Mount Rushmore. There's plenty of Mount Rushmore stuff, you know, videos and stuff out there. I like all the things on the way, and that's what I enjoy. And so I want to, like, in the Grand Canyon, and you know, I want to hit the big popular things, but I really like taking my time going somewhere. It's not so much about the end destination. It's the journey, and getting there, and all the small things you encounter. And that's what I set out to do, is just take my time and enjoy the small things. My bike is a 200cc Suzuki Van, and it's designed for this exact kind of terrain. It has the big tires, you know, low center of gravity. It's lightweight. It's fantastic in the loose sand and gravel in the desert. I just couldn't have picked a better bike for doing what I'm doing with it. I had a much bigger bike that would have been good, but it was a little bit heavy for the RV. I traded down and got this. It's light, it's easy to push right onto the RV, load it up, and away I go. So this has worked out really well. Okay, I bought the heavier duty bike rack that I believe in a little bit of overkill, so it's a good rigid heavy duty one.
What's the weight on it?
It is 600-pound capacity. The cheaper one was much cheaper, just visually you could tell it was just cheaper. A little bit more money, it was a much better rack. I've added braces here and here so that it's not all wobbly back here like many of them are. So it was important to me that I knew this was back here riding secure, and spent a little bit more money doing it, a little bit more time installing it, and it's worked out good. Added some clear LED clearance lights back here for some safety. And there it is. I also thought it'd be a good idea to, it'd be money well spent to buy the proper recommended type of last straps, as opposed to these. If they come a little bit loose on you, they can actually come completely unhooked. And whereas these, they lock on even if the strap work is a little bit loose. It's not going to come off completely, so you might get some wobble, but at least it's not going to fall off. So, to me, it was about buying the right tools for the job and not have to worry about it. So the solar, I knew initially I wanted a lot of batteries so I could store a lot of power. It was some trial and error on how I was going to recover that power as I used it. I did buy 200 watts of solar. It was kind of a starter kit, and really it keeps about even of what I use. It gets the job done as long as it's sunny every day. Start getting a couple cloudy days in, then I lose battery power, and a couple more I lose battery power. It's never enough to fully regain it again. So I don't have enough recovery time, so I've ordered 2 more solar panels. I'll have more recovery that should not only keep up with my usage, but it should outrun and stay ahead of it and keep my batteries topped off, pretty much every day.
So you're telling me your solar's what, 400 watts?
It will be as soon as I put those on.
Right. Okay. And what's
my solar panels came today.
Okay.
Finally, so tomorrow I'll get those up there.
Awesome. And you do have a channel, so they can check that out. Will you be sharing it on your channel?
Yes.
Okay. Tell them what your channel is.
My channel is Dave's RV Life.
All right. And also, last thing, your batteries. What are the amp hours on that?
So these older rigs, the engine batteries under here, they put one solar battery or one house battery on this side, but there was not room for any more. So if you wanted to add batteries, you had to get creative. Now I chose this compartment in here. So I've added 3 more batteries, so I have a total of 4 batteries now, and they're 100 amp hours each, giving me 400 amp hours power. So the 1988 E350 Econoline didn't come with all the fancy creature comforts of onboard navigation and USB chargers, all that stuff. So I upgraded it. It had the cigarette lighter, so I put the adapter in there. The adapter from the cigarette lighter to USB, that I can keep my tablet charged. I use Google Maps, and also has an adapter I can just run up for my dash cam. So a simple adapter got the job done. My messy overhead storage, that's actually a double bed. I have extra bedding up there. I have a printer and a TV and extra drinking water and just miscellaneous, the pack for when I go on my motorcycle. Just that kind of storage stuff up there. So you can close that mess now. So overhead storage, I have some office supplies and my garage up here with the good old duct tape and WD-40 type stuff up there. There wasn't 2 lounge chairs here. I took the one out because I needed some room to bring my generator along on the road. It turned out being my workstation now. I really don't even use the dinette much anymore. It's where I used to be comfortable working, but maybe I'll do a remodel in here and better utilize that space. Fortunately, the previous owners upgraded this faucets and the bathroom faucets to Moo and stuff. Double sink, I don't know, oven, range top, microwave. Gets the job done. It's everything I need. I have a pantry and pots and pans down in here. I did have to put a new refrigerator. That's the one big investment I had to put in this older rig was I just went ahead and spent the money and put a brand new refrigerator in it. Installed it myself. I don't have a video doing that, but
Was it hard?
no. A couple connections, the wires, a propane line. There was 4 screws holding it in. The new one was 2 inches taller, so I had to unscrew this control box and move it up a little bit. But other than that, it slid right in. I reattached 4 screws. I think there was 2 in the backside too. Reattached the connections, and it was really an easy job. I forgot to mention the all-important coffee center. I have like 5 ways of making coffee, so I won't be without, no matter the conditions. Okay.
Do you want to show us?
I won't be. Well, no, I need to go to the store. It's on like low on supplies, so
Oh.
I'd be proud to show it when it's how it's supposed to be.
Oh, okay.
But I'm really running low. Okay, I will. Okay. So I have now this is my new favorite coffee, dark roast. Yum. And sometimes I buy bean and I grind my own coffee beans, and it's super fresh. I usually have some K-cups and stuff in here too. And,
Okay.
so I have a French press hidden away somewhere. So anyway, I won't be without my coffee. I'll get it made one way or the other. The wardrobe full of a bunch of stuff I never wear. I also, there's gonna be enough room to store all my stuff. I could have bought already half this size, and there's still plenty of storage left over. I have extra storage here for like some oven stuff and typical under the sink type stuff there. The bathroom, full shower. Hey, as long as it's good hot water, right, gets the job done. And it does have this, privacy curtain if somebody were to need it, but with a dog, I don't really use that that much. And it has a slide across here too, so the whole back section can be divided off. I wanted the model, I wanted the model that had the corner bed. I was looking at bigger ones, and I thought, they had the whole dedicated bedroom that you could walk around. But for just the place that you only sleep in, it's a lot of extra footage. It's a lot bigger rig just to have that. And I thought, I just sleep here and that's it. I don't need a big, huge bedroom and all that footage. So there's another wardrobe over here, more overhead storage, more stuff that, I don't know when I had this open last. I still have stuff I don't need,
Well, that's part of, you're only 7 months in, so that's part of, getting used to living in a situation like this or a small space like this, is you work all those small details out.
I thought, there's no way I'm going to be able to get everything I need, but it turns out I don't really need all that much. There's actually a 12-volt port under here. So I just like up front, I just used an adapter, and now I can USB charge my, tablet or my phone back here. Like I say, I started off with just a starter kit. I bought it on Amazon. I got my first 100-watt panel. It came with all the necessary wires to come down, with its basic charge controller, and for the wires to go down to the battery. So that was a starter kit on Amazon, 100-watt kit for $180. So that got my solar life started, my solar experiment. Once I got it hooked up, I thought, wow, this solar magic really does work. I went ahead and got a second panel. Like I say, for the most part, it keeps up with me, but I need a little more, so I'm going to expand on that.
Do you know what that is?
And this particular starter kit maxes out. It's 30 amp, and it maxes out at 400 watts. So this will do it. So I went ahead and I got four
So you
100
checked
watt
on the
panels.
specs?
Yeah, that's it. That'll do it for this. If I want to upgrade beyond that, I'll either have to get a second add-on one or just replace this with a higher capacity. So this was kind of a sweet deal because I only had a 400 watt, and I also have this little 90 watt one that basically just use it to do my charge my laptop. Well, I did a little job for my brother-in-law, just replacing a fuel line on his van, and he ran up and bought this for me, 2,000 watt inverter.
Awesome.
For a little fuel line job, so that was pretty sweet. And it also has 2 USB ports. It has 4 110 plugs, and I also added this other. This is like my main charging thing. I run all these 4 USB things up here. I generally charge my phone and tablet and camera batteries and stuff all up here.
Huh.
So this is more my charging central right here. So this inverter did come with a Bluetooth to my tablet or a phone, and I can check its status. If I'm wherever I may be.
So I do ask this question often. In your 7 months of traveling, what have you learned, and maybe something you can share with someone who's just getting started, a newbie?
I've learned that there's a lot more people out here, a bigger community than I ever thought, and it's nice to run into people that have common interest and direction, and there is a real community out here. So I can look forward to that. It's more than I'd imagined.
Okay. And take 5 million.
So thanks for coming and checking out our rig and meeting Bella. Please come check us out at Dave's RV Life, and until next time,